Alright guys, so welcome back to another video. So today I'm gonna try to see if I can break par. I'm gonna do a 9-course block with the E6 and the Mevo Plus. Alright, so the first hole is a par 4, 343 yards at the BRL golf course. Got my driver here. This was a decent shot. I kind of hit it a little bit too low on the face, so it didn't give me that much distance. Still, it was slightly uphill, so lost it just slightly to the right, and I had 149 yards to the pin, slightly uphill, so I decided to use my 8-iron for this shot right here. This was hit really well, so it went straight up the line and lovely ball flight, and it almost went in actually. So it's always nice to start with a birdie. Now I have it set up at 5 feet gimme, so this already gave me a gimme if I get it within 5 feet. So 1 under so far. Okay, so hole number 2 is 387 yards, but it's uphill, 34 feet uphill. So I need a really good drive on this hole to get some distance. I'm still struggling a little bit with my drives here. This one, again, I hit it a little too low on the face, and I kind of faded to the right and lost some distance. Nevertheless, it was still decent, but it's gonna be a long second shot. And this, I can confirm, guys, it does happen at the course as well. So 196 yards. I got my 3-iron. Okay, this shot was hit so well. I lost my balance a little bit there, but I hit it flush. So it carried about like 185 and total over 200 yards. But this was uphill, 30 feet uphill. So definitely a good shot. I normally check the stats in here. So 184 carry, 203 roll. And this right here gave me 26 feet, slightly downhill, so use my putter right here. It was a decent putt, however needed to be a little more firm, so it didn't quite make it to the hole. So again, it's 5 feet gimme, so it went to 3 feet, so it gave me a par. Okay, so this next hole is a par 3, 131 yards. I'm using my 9-iron. Okay, this was hit pretty good. I did take some spin off. I think I hit it a little bit low, but it was a good line, so pretty happy with that. Again, have a chance for birdie here, quite close to the pin. Here are my numbers for my 9-iron, so it was struck pretty good. 9 feet, a little uphill, 2 inches. I always try to hit it really straight, but this one kind of went a little bit to the right, and you can see that it actually did that on the mat. So unfortunately I could not make that birdie, so I'm still 1 under. And this next hole is a par 4, 365 yards. Pretty straightforward hole. I'm still struggling a little bit with my drives, but there, as I go, they're getting a little better. So this was a little higher. It is uphill, so I lost distance because it was uphill, but now I have a second shot. It's going to be about 165 yards to the pin. So here I used my 6-iron because it was slightly uphill. So alright, so this shot was flush, really good, just slightly to the right, and it kind of got a bounce forward, but overall it was a pretty good shot. So got to the green. Total 170 yards. It was struck pretty well, so it gave me a 24-foot downhill putt. I hit this pretty good, but I just hit it a little bit too much left. So this was a good putt. So still 1 under. Okay, so now we come to a par 5, 463 yards. It is a little bit uphill, so it requires a good tee shot. Now I'm still hitting some fades there, so I'm not quite hitting it well. This one actually wasn't very good at all. I kind of sliced this a little bit to the right, so it gave me a total of 192 yards. It was uphill, so yeah, and it is a par 5. So then second shot I used my 3 wood, and this one was not hit well either. I kind of hit it a little too low, so it was not able to get up in the air. It was straight though, so it just slightly to the right. And because it's a par 5, so it all depends on the third shot. So 120 yards, 29 feet uphill, pitching wedge here. I try to hit it really good here, and it was a good line, but it didn't get all the way back there. So, and it rolled back a little bit. So this is going to be a little lump putt, 31 feet putt. I've been training on this ones too, but you need to be precise on the spots right here. So this was really good actually, but for some reason it just stopped at 5 feet 2, so then I have to put that in. And sometimes those little putts are tricky. You have to be very stable. Okay, I felt like I putt okay here, but apparently it just read it that I went a little bit to the right, so I kind of missed that, so that I lost a stroke there. So I'm even going to the 6th hole. It's a par 3, 189 yards. I decided to use my 5-iron here. This one right here, I hit it completely off the toe, so lost it to the right and lost some distance, hit it towards the bunker there, and no good. It wasn't a good shot. I should have used my 3-iron, considering that it was uphill. So for this shot right here, I got about 34 yards left, 38 yards from the bunker. So I chipped this one, and actually that worked out pretty good. I've been working on those chips, 50 yard chips, so this was pretty good. I got it to 13 feet, and I just need to save par here. So 13 feet, slightly uphill. Need to be very stable with the Mevo Plus here. It was a very decent putt, I have to be honest, but it just needed a little more. It just stopped like right 10 inches right before the hole. So hole number 7, 395 yards, par 4, slightly downhill, so need a good drive here. I'm still hitting those fades there, so I kind of lost it to the right again. Barely did not make it to the bunker, but I have 180 yards, and this was a little downhill, so I decided to use my 6-iron. Okay, this shot was hit so good. It was very clean. It's slightly pulled, but the only problem, as you can see there, it was hit too good. I mean, this thing flew. 6-iron, it was downhill, I know, but it carried too much. So it went 185, and I had to do a little chip here. And then it was a decent chip, but it just kept rolling. So with the Mevo Plus, you have to be careful. You have to really be precise. So now I have a small putt again to try to save my par this time. 8 feet. Need to be very stable here. And I actually made it, so I was happy about that. Okay, now we have another par 5, 518 yards, slightly downhill, 2-shot. Now finally I'm trying to just hit a straighter shot here. I still faded, but this was a great shot. This was caught really good. Split the fairway, got a good roll as well. So this was my best drive of the day. Pretty happy with that. So the second shot here, it has to be a layup, so I used my 3-iron. Slightly downhill as well, so I tried to just place it right before the lake, and did not hit it as good, but it was decent. It was a decent strike, so actually it worked out pretty good. So 208 yards, and I have 79 yards left to the pin. So here I use my 56-degree wedge. Okay, this was flush, really good. Played really well, slightly downhill. I didn't account for that too much, so I kind of passed it. I was supposed to play 79, and it carried all the way to 85. So that's gonna leave me with a little downhill putt. 18 feet. No, actually it's a uphill putt, so I did putt this one decent. It just kind of went to the right, so still 1 over. And I head into the last hole. It's 330 yards. Pretty straightforward hole here. Still trying to play straighter shots rather than faded, but it did fade. But this wasn't that bad. So hit the fairway. Got about 117 yards left to the pin. Slightly downhill. And for this shot, I decided to use my pitching wedge. Just needed to take some off. So just got to be focused on playing it really, really smooth. And actually, I played this really, really well. 117 yards, but it was downhill, so I didn't do a full swing, and actually it worked out really good. It's just lost it a little bit to the right, so got a chance to go back to even here. So 17 feet, 4 inches uphill. We'll try to be really stable here. Hit a good putt here, but unfortunately a little bit too short, so that's not gonna give it. So that was it, guys. I ended up the 9-hole round with 1 over par. So make sure to like the video, guys, and subscribe to the channel if you can. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.